our guest speaker. His name is Muntavo Lewis, and this gentleman is a one of a kind. He is spent the last 15 years helping what I want to call underdog or the average individual who has a big heart, who wants to see change, who wants to be a difference in the world. And he's helping those types of people be able to win and win in a big way. He spent the last 15 years, like I said, really understanding the internet and how it works and how to reach the masses. And he's going to share with us some platinum nuggets on how we can do the same. Mr. Muntavo Lewis.
Good evening. Thank you so much for all those kind words and admiration. I don't really deserve it, but we do in the light of the creator to be the best we can. I just want to say that first. I don't stand on pedestals. I don't look for to be, that one. I let my work do that for me. And when I see others duplicate what I do, that's the thank you that I look for. So it is definitely a pleasure to be in the midst of so many people that are looking to change the direction that they're in. First, let me do a slight introduction of really who I am, what I'm doing. My name is Muntavo, and I have been on the internet for quite a while, but 15 years of it has been joining other companies, platforms, and what have you, and going through their pay plan or their pay structure to figure out the best way to maximize it. And a lot of times when you do that, some people get upset, some people like it, some people don't. One of the biggest things that I have looked at over the years is that people will blame, like the audio was saying, blame things, everything except self. It's very easy to point a finger at something or someone to cover your shortcomings. And I say that to say this: every program, now please pay close attention, every program out there works. It has never been and never will be the program, unless it's a straight up scam, of course, that they do exist. But for the most part, programs work. The pay plan works. The pay structure works. My computer's having some issues, so my sound may go in and out. I apologize. But what doesn't work, and I like to be upfront, I don't candy coat, is people. And most systems that require people to be intricate in its movement will have issues. So some of that is because people are not used to using a computer. Some people are computer illiterate, which is not a degrade or not meant to hurt, but truth sometimes can't be taken. And I am one of those people. I believe in telling the truth. I believe that people need to know the truth up front. If you have limitations, admit it. And I'm giving you all the forework why things sit still. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I do have a lot to share. I don't know how long I have with you this evening, but I'm going to give you everything I have, and I have a surprise at the end. I'm just going to go through a few things, and then I'm going to give you an outline, and then I'll give you the synopsis, pretty much. It's real easy, real simple. The words only mean that we're going to get serious. There are some that know how to get serious, and there's some that act like they want to be serious. So with the process that I have put together for this opportunity, literally, I put some things together specifically for this opportunity because I like it. Number one, it could use some things, as anything out there can use a tweak or two. But let's back up and take the blame and put it where it's supposed to be. Like I said, all programs work, all of them. It's the people. So when we get the people in line with the program, then you have success. But you have to take the time to understand what it is that you're getting in line with. So I'll go quickly. I'm just going to give you an analogy. And this is what I've noticed here with most opportunities. The analogy is this: when you go to work, for those who are still working, or even if you are an entrepreneur, when you go to work, you punch in and you go to the job, and whatever that is, and you do that 8 hours. If you take that same job, go in, punch in, go to the break room, sit down, pull out your phone, and sit there for 8 hours all week, what is the outcome for the one that goes to work and does the job? 40 hours, whatever, 8 hours a day, doing whatever they're supposed to be doing all week. At the end of the week, what do you get? Paycheck. The one that goes into the break room, sits down, pulls out the phone, and sits and does nothing. One, at the end of the week, you may not have that job. Two, what do you receive? Nothing, because you've not put in any work. So you can't expect to receive a check if you were sitting in the break room. I know that's a simple analogy, but watch this. You join an opportunity. The opportunity has a preset system, semi-automated. You can't get lost unless you just completely are not familiar how systems work. The objective and the requirement is to find two people. Is your job done at that point? Yes and no. Yes, because you fulfilled your week work. You came in and you did what was asked of you. You didn't come in and go to the break room. But many people have a misconception of the internet. And they think, oh, if I go on the internet, I can make millions and millions of dollars, thousands of dollars. I don't have to do a thing. All I have to do is join. The internet does the rest. That is a true statement and false at the same time. No matter what you do, even in a fully 100% automated system that you actually do not have to do anything, you still have to join. You still have to do something. And this is where the misconception is. And this is what I'm breaking up from people by giving you the understanding. And that understanding is you must do your part. Once you have done your part, you teach the two that you brought in to identically do the same thing. The breakdown comes when people get the misconception, oh, if I tell two people, oh, they'll go tell two people because they know that's what they're supposed to do. Are you sure? Did you tell them? Did they come to a call? Did you ask them to come to a call? One of the problems with all programs is duplication. You may duplicate the first 5 or 6 levels of people, but then it gets boring. Then it gets too far out where you figure, oh, well, my people will tell them. Are you sure? Like on the audio, what's your drive? What is making you be a part of this system? Why did you come here? What is your purpose? To tell 2 people, 4 people, and say they'll get it, they'll figure it out? No. Most internet programs out here, and like I said, I've been around a few minutes. I've seen them all. 1x2s, 2x3s, 3x5s, all the numbers. And it's all numbers, really. But take all the programs away. Take all the 1x2s or 3x4s or whatever. Take all that away. What's left, people? We have lost some very valuable talents because of the lack of ambition to do it. And that is conversation. We have stopped talking to people. One, it's almost dangerous anymore. But still, if you keep the armor of the creator on, you could talk to anybody. The second skill set that we have lost is fellowship. Before you can ask me to put some money up, what's your name? Do you really introduce yourself? Are you genuinely looking to help? You have to have that seed in your heart first. Minus the program, minus how many people you need, you have to have the seed of genuine help first. Once you get that seed planted in your heart, and it can't be anywhere else but in the heart, talking to people, having conversation, fellowship, and these things become second nature. We have to take time, number one, to understand the system you are trying to help with. You have to understand it. You can't explain someone how to make a sweet potato pie if you don't know how to peel a sweet potato or even bake it. You can't explain someone to catch a fish if you've never been fishing. So you first have to really, truly understand your platform. You should be able to explain it backwards and forwards. You should know all the steps. What you click on, what happens next, where do you go? How do you get the links? When are the calls? This should all be second nature. It should be on a notepad on your phone. Most cell phones have notepad. Put that information on your phone. So all you have to do is a few buttons, you got all that information. So being prepared is vital in these type platforms. If you don't have the vital information that a person would need that you are talking to, then you look unprepared. Are they going to follow you? No. They can be the best friend, but if you look confused, lost, or unknowing of your own platform that you're asking me to join, they're not going to join. They're not going to join because you don't know it. How would I come to you for help if you don't know it? So that's number one. Know your platform, forwards and backwards. Number two, have your information on hand at all times. Now, like I said at the beginning, I have a gift for everyone in this platform once Miss Jennifer approves it. And probably you guys will be the ones approving it. I don't know who's going to approve it, but it's an explainer that was created just for you. This explainer is a video because, as you know, people gravitate to video. They don't want to read, unfortunately. Not many people read anymore. Some do. I won't take that from everyone. But the majority want to watch something. And when it's something they can watch and get it, it's easier. It's going to make it easier for you to communicate with someone. You're going to be prepared. They're going to look at you as a professional in your platform because you have everything on hand. The calls, whatever calls you're doing, the information on how to sign up. What kind of records do you keep of the people that you invite? So I would ask that question before anything to all of you. And that doesn't mean go log into your back office and look. You should have paperwork. You should have a diagram of the people that you have invited so that you can touch back and ask a question. How many of you have actually called the people that you've put in already and asked, how's it going? Not one or two. If you put in 25 people, how many phone calls should you have made? 25. Ask them, get involved. When they see the charge that you have, that you bring back to them after you signed them up, and they see you, interested in how things are going with them, they catch on fire again. The second time, 9 times out of 10, the second time they catch on fire, 20, 30 signups, no problem, because they feel connected, part of the system. So again, going over those things just makes it easier for you to present. And you should have, on top of all that presentation, have your upline sometimes on those calls. It shows that you are still connected to the person that brought you in. Have a conversation. How's things going? What's new? What can I tell the new people that I'm bringing in? This information should be dispensed to everyone in the system. It's called a memo. I have not seen that yet. I'm sure it's there, but it is not being used to the extent that it should be. The way you connect your entire platform is invite and introduce the entire platform to itself. I'm under the understanding that there is a bunch of very bright, powerful people in this system. We need to hear from them. Even those who may have made it to second level, it would be nice to hear that testimony. So there's a lot of things that are on the table. There's a lot of things that are going to be put on the table. Of course, not from me. What you are receiving now is the dinner of Thanksgiving. You will give and you will receive greatly because now you have a plate of presentation. You have a plate of professionalism. You have a plate of organization. So you can come back and eat as many times as you want. Take the opportunity to look into your downline all the way through your downline. And there's a few things that I would like to see implemented as we will have a discussion after this call or during this call that would make it much easier to communicate with your downline. But the process that I used to put in close to 400 people in a matter of about a month was called link management. Now, link management is exactly what it sounds like. You manage the links to your downline, to your system, to your people. You make sure that they have their first three. You have to take the forefront, be what is known as a leader, stand up and be that leader. If you have a following, let that following know that we need to get serious with this system. And here's how to do it. Don't just say get serious or just hand them an email. You have to get involved. You have to be part of it genuinely. Now, if that's not you, I understand. If you need help, it's out there. It's definitely out there. We have a lot of people yet to see this system. I don't know the exact number that is in the system, but I have my hands on 2 directions that I plan to take this opportunity. One of them is going to be a commercial, as long as the owner approves of what is going to be said about this opportunity. Of course, it'll be sent to her first. If she approves it, then the commercial will be created, and it'll be in the Chicago area with about 12 million people looking at it. The second venture or direction I plan to take this opportunity, which will be the same commercial, so it only has to be approved once, is going on a network, a worldwide network of 5 billion people. So do we need to get the dustpan out and the broom? Yes. Do we need to get a couple of wrenches out and some screwdrivers? Absolutely. But link management is simply making sure that everyone below you is fortified. Does that mean give it to them? No. You have a phone call first. When you look in your downline, you should see who has 3 and who doesn't. If you find someone who isn't fortified, you should be able to click on that person's silhouette and it open up that individual's information so you can contact them. That's one of the things that I need done for this system because it is not available as yet. But if you click on a silhouette, it should open up that person with their contact information. So I could just pick up the phone. Hey, Charles, I see you only got 2 people. How's it going? What's our plan? Have a conversation with Charles. Charles might have said, well, I'm not getting anything. I got $20 off of that. I got my money back. That's where a lot of people are, believe it or not. I got my money back. We're talking $10 here. Okay? So you might have to have a conversation with Charles. Charles, have you been on any calls? Find out what they're doing. Well, no, I haven't been on any calls. Well, there's a call such and such. So you don't jump down Charles's throat. So you don't go call him up and beat him up. We encourage. We get them involved. Again, once you fill out your system, your downline properly, the proceeds roll and people get involved again because they have to log in and approve and send payments and move through the next level. So that is what I do. I take all incoming links. It is all put on a spreadsheet. Who has what? How many people this? Fortunately, I had a spreadsheet that was requesting a person to fill it out and then request a link. They watched the PowerPoint that I put together for the system. They watched 2 videos that shows how to sign up, where you click. I have to recreate those, but we won't have to because the explainer that is being created does all that for you in a video. Now, I haven't gotten it yet. I should have it Tuesday. And then it's going to go to Jennifer, I believe. And then when she says, yeah, that works, then you'll get it. And then all you have to do at that point is send an email. Hi, my name is, I understand you was looking for, I have something for you to take a look at. Video. Is it all right if I reach back to you 24 hours? You pick the time. A lot of people will allow you to make an appointment with them, even though they didn't know appointment was going to be made. when you show that you are in a leadership and or professional manner, they'll accept. It's just part of what we've been put through, the programming, as most would say. You went to work and you're used to having a supervisor or what have you make appointments. And it could even be the wife make an appointment for you to see the doctor. She's going to make that appointment for you. And you say, oh, okay, done. Same thing, but it's an email. They'll already see what they need to do before you talk to them again. They will already have what they need. When you contact them, when you tell them you're going to contact them, you have to have all your ducks in a row. You have to have your link ready. And will it be your link? No, it's going to be Charles's link. We got to get Charles excited. Once he has his 3, he can move on. But you're going to have that person that signed up send you their link. I'm going to give you my form. You create it. I create Google Forms all the time. It's very easy. And when they send that back, it's going to come back to you on a spreadsheet, ready for you to add 3 people to it. Those 3 people that you add to it are going to fill out the same form, and they're going to send their links to you, and so on, and so on, and so on. Before you know it, 300-400 people are below you, and you've talked to almost all of them. That's how you move a system. So that's pretty much it. Any questions?
First of all, let me say thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. We appreciate that. William, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, Muntavo. This is William Diaz. I noticed that you had mentioned the being able to look up a person's information within the matrix, and as far as being able to gather that person's information, be able to contact them. I'm in another program that has that type of setup where one can hover the cursor over them and be able to look up their username and so forth, pertinent information. And as far as like being able to try to reach out and contact them. Unfortunately, with that particular program, being able to contact them is not as possible as it would be with our own rescue, since we do have a group that where, you know, if everyone does use their username that it's attached to their sign-in page, how would that be implemented where to make it possible to be able to reach out, first of all, look up somebody's information using their username, and then, you know, being able to tack it onto the OOR Telegram group in order to be able to contact them.
Is that to me, or are you speaking to?
No, that's to you.
Well, first we'd have to have a discussion with the owner to open up, because that process, if you go into your back office right now and log in, the silhouette is there, but that particular portion has been turned off. It can be turned on, and once you click on it, it'll open up that individual, and their contact that they have put in the back office should be available to you.
So that's a huge plus. That's something less that needs to be done. My suggestion would be to make it so that one can literally hover the cursor over someone's name, be able to look up their username, and thereby be able to look them up within inside the Telegram group, and be able to reach out to them and contact them. So some way to get a hold of them is better than no way to get a hold of them.
Well, you like I said, it's right there. Part of your username, if you remember,
right,
is your email and phone number. You're in the system, and when you click on that silhouette, it's supposed to go to another page, which would open that information up.
That's what I was looking for.
It's there. It just needs to be turned on.
Yeah, because I want to be able to reach out to people that are in my downline further on down the line, but I don't have direct contact with them. I don't know them directly, so there's no way for me to reach out to them to be able to give them assistance and find out if there's anything that I can do.
It's coming.
That's a huge plus. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. William, this is Cecil. That's a very good observation there. In a very short while, we're gonna have a few enhancements to the system that would include exactly what you just mentioned. So it's something that we're looking at because Tavo and myself, we had many conversations on
Mhm.
similar issues, and we took note of his concerns, and we worked with a web designer to have some of those things implemented. So yes, we are looking to enhance the system. And thanks for that observation.
Well, looking forward to it.
Okay, we have Michael.
Sure, thank you, and thanks for the presentation, Dazo. And um, I like the idea as well of being able to look up for downlines and be able to follow up with them and to build that community. However, I want to put a caveat there, and I think it's important for people to respect privacy and also respect, putting, but just be aware of the fact that, if you're contacting somebody that you don't know socially, it's important to do that with respect. And so if somebody you call and the person says, no, call me this time or don't call me, I think it's important to kind of bear that in mind so that we don't bombard people with calls and then eventually, they don't stay on. I think it's you want to encourage them, but you also want to do that with respect. Thanks.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. It can, like I said, the way you contact can be set up in the system itself. It could be a email or a notification that's sent to them. You can introduce yourself as, an upline looking to assist. You could have it set up to where you click on what you want to send to that individual versus, getting their information and shooting information or text or what have you, or calling folks. They might be in a different time zone, but it would give a notification or an email to them.
Okay, so it's something like a standardized way of contacting people, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
It would be like a multiple choice. There's all types of things that are in these systems. All it takes is like Cecil said, the programmer to touch in there and find out what's available, and then we adhere to that. But we still need to find out who's down there so that a contact can be made.
To add to that, Muntavo, it's not the entire population you'll be able to access the information. Only people in your downline,
Right.
people in your group.
Right.
So yes, there may be folks in your group that you don't know, but it's a matter of courtesy to introduce yourself anytime you contacting anyone. So
Right.
so well noted. Thank you.
And what I'll do, if it's all right with everyone, there's a couple scripts, contact scripts that I can share with you. Because like I said, this is what I do. I've been doing it for quite a while. Not to step out there like, I know everything, because I don't. But I do have 100% rating on when I contact people. It's just how you do it. But I would share all that with everyone. It's not a problem.
Maybe Muntavo, we can have some of that information shared in the Telegram room.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you.
Deborah, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm very new to the program, and my question is, should we set up our own domain to share this with other people, or just use the link at the end of the our own rescue?
Most people use their referral link, However, we're going to be introducing something, I would say in the next week or so, might give you another option. So I wouldn't suggest buying any domains right now.
Okay.
Just give it about another week. And we're going to be sharing something with the entire community that would give people another option.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing these videos that you're putting together, because I struggled big time trying to navigate how I was supposed to be going and doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and even in, and finding that information, it's not very forgiving in the website there. So
Mhm.
I know people that are not techie will struggle with that, but then the
Right.
other thing is like not everybody will have the gumption to pursue as much as I
Right.
did trying to find this information. Even finding the telegram information was very confusing.
All
So
right.
I'm looking forward to a little bit more simplicity. Thank you.
If I may,
Okay.
like I said at the very beginning, you're going to receive a lot of stuff from me. Of course, after it's approved, this is not just for my downline; it's for the company. Like I said, the commercial itself is going to bring light to this company. You're talking 12 million people, so there's going to be some things implemented on that commercial that will include everybody in this opportunity. It's called a rotator. That commercial will have everyone's link along with the explainer. So, you know, there's a lot coming. Of course, as it's approved, I don't want to step too far. Once it's approved, then you'll have it.
We look forward to that. I know that I am. It sounds really, really. I want to thank you for joining us and sharing with us. We really appreciate it, and we'll have you back soon.